Hi, beautiful humans. A few wonderful positive updates on how your life can just unfold so gracefully each and every single day. On just one incident that happened a couple days ago, and it's continued ever since. I realized that after two divorces and my second divorce, I really began closing my heart down. And it wasn't intentional, it was one of my girlfriends said, "You have this energy when we go out, like, stay the fuck away from me." Oh, wait a minute. You're not supposed to say that. I guess I better try again. Hi, beautiful humans. I just wanted to share a fun update, something that began several days ago and has continued to help make your life more positive in a very simple way. And it came about as I started coaching again. I've been trained as a coach in many modalities and put that on hold for several years. I was doing design, I was writing. And what happened was when I decided to go back to coaching at the request of some of my clients, I realized I had to make sure my inner work was all done. I don't like preaching what I'm not practicing or what I haven't accomplished myself. So what began as, oh, you can tell I'm having a hard time this late fall about getting rid of my roses. Oh, well. Anyway, so what I discovered is I know that everything in the world out there is a mirror of my inner self. I don't blame anyone for anything anymore. I go, wow, what's the opportunity here? Even if it's an opportunity to create some boundaries in a loving way, or to go, I wonder if that's an aspect of myself I need to go in and heal and love deeply. That's what I began to do, just to completely realize that there was really nothing past this point right here in the world, because everything was filtered or manifested energetically the way I saw it was only how it filtered through my being, my mind, my consciousness. And anything that's negative can be turned to a positive if you just stop and listen and examine why that was called into your life. It's very liberating. It's very humbling and very liberating. And part of that healing was that I learned something very important about myself. After two divorces, I had put all these guards over my heart to protect myself. And in doing so, what I did also was close my heart off. And therefore, I couldn't receive the goodness that was really trying to come in. Yes, lots of goodness has happened in my life, but I've also kept away people and things that weren't necessary. And once I went in and began looking at that and healing those aspects of self, it opened this amazing floodgate to allow what is waiting for us to come through. So just a few days ago, for example, I was heading to the post office, and I do not like going to USPS. It's one of my least favorite places, but I needed to go return a package that had a prepaid label, and that was where I had to take it. It started raining all of a sudden. Like, we went from 90 to 55, just like, what the heck happened? So I was running to the door, and a gentleman who was already there before I even began going up the steps held the door for me and just waited until I got through, and I thanked him. And then I said, you get in front of me because you would have been first. And he goes, oh, no, don't, no worries, no worries. So I got in line, and when it was my turn, there's only two guys there, and one of the guys normally works in the back room. And he said, oh, this is a prepaid label. I don't have a scanner. You're going to have to wait for the next guy. And so I turned to the gentleman behind me that had opened the door, and I said, no good deed goes unrewarded. And we just laughed, and he got in line. We started talking. I found out he was retired in the music business and things like that. But I realized at that point, I had begun really opening my heart to allowing just goodness to come through. And after I left, I got this message called All's Well. It's an herbal shop. And he left a message and he said, your friend Belinda has a gift here for you, waiting whenever you come. Well, she had ordered something that I had recommended to her several weeks ago. That was a fraction of the price that she was paying for it. So I got there and he handed me this wonderful product that is great for healing all kinds of things. But anyway, I just thought, oh, no good deed goes unnoticed. And I just kept playing that mantra in my head as I'm watching the world pass by. Because the world out there is the script that I wrote. So just keep putting in positivity. Then after that, I thought, oh, shoot, I was supposed to take these papers to get them notarized at this printing place. And I needed a second signature. Oh my God, my girlfriend, she would have been perfect. She would have signed these. And then I get a call from her that said, hey, do you want to meet at Dober Cafe? And I said, oh yeah, that would be lovely. And as I went, I thought, oh, it's pouring now. Oh, well, I'll get wet. Oh, well. And just that second, this red car pulled out and I slid right in and it was right at the front door. And I kept repeating that mantra. And so one thing happened after another continuously that day, including when we were done with lunch. Now I had to go to this place to get it notarized and then I could have sent it. But then I realized, oh shoot, I need this person who happened to connect with me to sign it too. And all of a sudden she said, hey, I need to go to the printing place to get some things printed. Do you want to walk over there? And I'm going, sure. Matter of fact, would you sign these papers I have in my car? So, it's really interesting how the universe keeps unfolding. And that whole day, going to the new Japanese gardens, I mean, everything we did that day was falling into place. And even after all the kindnesses that happened, all the events, and all I repeated all day was, all good things are rewarded, or all good deeds are rewarded. All good thoughts are rewarded. So I kept allowing that mantra and I watched the last several days as wonderful things are unfolding. So I guess it's just a realization that when we start opening our heart to our goodness, you may say, oh, I do all these things for other people and I'm never rewarded. It never comes back to me. But maybe you've closed your heart. Maybe it's just like a floodgate waiting to be opened. So when you can truly love yourself and understand you're deserving for not what maybe you had and you learned valuable lessons from, but what is waiting for you. And that's on all levels of our being. The goodness that is meant to come through wants to come through. The universe wants to play with us. The universe delights in its ability to manifest just beauty and grace and goodness far more than we could ever understand or believe. So I'm just saying, open your heart to everyone, that loving heart, the true heart. That doesn't mean make yourself vulnerable to everyone. That's not what I'm talking about. That's the mind, that's the ego. So we're not going there. Open your heart. Oh, that candle's okay. Try this. Go into that place of peace and joy and self-reflection. Like journal in the morning, ask questions, write them down, and allow in the silence of your heart for the answer to come, because it's there. All the answers are within you. We can ask for other people's help, but honestly, our greatest answers come from in the stillness of our heart. Ground your feet in the dirt. I was out even in the rain yesterday and just barefoot and put my feet in the dirt and really felt that connection to source, to Mother Earth, to the nurturing. And that is so important. I went and hugged a tree in the Japanese gardens and it felt so wonderful because it was a ginkgo tree that I had remembered before they redid the gardens that I used to sit under. And now not so easy to sit under, but it was still there and it still welcomed me. So I'm just inviting you to really realize that the world out there, the only reason it's there as it is because you wrote that script. You wrote the script. So ask what the lessons for you are in that, and then vibrate at a higher vibration, not of victimhood, not of blame, not of they, us, we, whatever. All it is your source. You are vibrating at a higher caliber. You will reside in a higher caliber frequency. And so that's what I'm inviting you to do. And once in a while, yes, we do dip down into lower frequencies when we're don't have our guard up, or we have people we're around that are trying to pull us there. Instead, stop and go, wait, and take their hand and say, here, let's talk about this. Something higher vibration, something with solutions, not doom and gloom. Let's talk solution. Let's talk the inner voice that wants to be heard. Let's speak about why somebody's in your life or what event is happening. And you will find the answer, I promise you. So anyway, have an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And keep knowing that when you're ready to receive and you know you're worthy as you are, all good things will come your way. All right, take care. Ciao.